We went with the value movers, and this is
value movers. Your stuff's been moved to various locations in Atlanta.
Thanks for calling value movers. It gets there when it gets there. How can I help you?
I've been told this week we get our stuff. We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
I'm counting on it. All right. Hello and welcome to episode 663 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Salty Fog himself.
Salty Fog.
Greg Seward.
Living proof that privatizing essential services, bad idea.
Yeah, because your power went out and weren't sure if you were going to make it.
That's right, but we're here now.
Here you are.
But no, the Salty Fog thing, after they privatized the power company here, we started having a lot of outages. And at one point, they legitimately floated the fact that, well, Nova Scotia's on the ocean. So the air is very salty, and that ruins the wines.
Oh,
the 50, 60, 70 years before that had never been an issue. But I guess the salt content went up in the Atlantic Ocean.
You know what else? You know what other cities like right on the ocean is like New York is kind of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, New York City is kind of pretty close to the ocean there.
Yeah,
don't see a lot of power outages there.
No,
it's a localized Canadian fog.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
okay.
And joining me from the great state of Washington, internet high five there, across like 2 miles.
Never.
Mr. Phil Theobald.
Welcome to episode 663.
Not time yet. Not time.
All that remains between us and the beast is the unholy trinity of 664 and 665. And this episode 663, the episode of the beast approaches.
Yeah.
So please get ready.
I'm really hoping for another power outage in 3 weeks.
And I will say, not to oversell it.
Yeah,
the amount of planning that we have done for episode 666
about 500% more than we normally do.
It is
500% more, and also it's gonna be good. I think
CJ overselling it.
You're overselling it a little bit. Let's not promise anything good. Let's
fine.
Not go crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be an average episode of.
There you go.
It will be a devilish good time.
Yoo-hoo! Yes.
So everyone's in for a hell of a treat.
You may notice, of course, that I'm still in the background lists.
Your infinite void.
The infinite void of space. Yeah. Our stuff has not arrived yet.
Yeah.
But apparently will this week. So I'm looking forward to that because I've been going through Sea of Thieves withdrawal. It's very bad.
I don't know how this is working, but somehow CJ is broadcasting live from inside Greg's head.
What?
Look at all that empty space. All that room in there. Check.
That's pretty mean.
I'm sorry, Greg. I was just having a bit of a laugh, No harm intended.
Ever since you guys moved close together, you've become insufferable.
That's right.
That's right.
Now we're bullies.
I posted this on Twitter, like the couple things that I have observed while I've had my week in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
The espresso bar, like the espresso huts right next to the road, are in great number.
Yep.
And of course, I didn't realize that you pointed out something.
I had to point this out to you.
Yeah. What did you point out?
Leave it to Chris Johnston to move to a new state, to move literally to the opposite corner of the country, and within a week find out where all the prostitutes are hanging out. Because CJ barely got off the plane. Where are the hookers? Where are the hookers at?
No.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of little like espresso places. I did not notice, of course, that they apparently have some other potential
bikini baristas
thing going on. Yeah, bikini baristas,
and surely not all of them.
Not all of them, because I swear,
but some of them
they do not advertise that. It's just really espresso.
Here's the thing, Chris. write this down in your notebook. You'll need this information. Prostitution is not legal in this state. Okay, there are things we got.
I'm also not a
but I mean,
coffee
Nevada's
drinker,
not that far away, is it?
No, we have
I'm
things
not
that are
even
legal
I'm
in
not
the
even a coffee
state.
drinker is the thing too.
Prostitution is not yet one of them, so they're probably not going to put it on the signs.
Probably
when
not.
When you drive by.
No, but it just says espresso, whatever.
Right.
Latte, whatever coffee terminology. Because I'm not really a coffee person. But I guess I'll just keep going to Starbucks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, depends on which Starbucks you go to out here.
Okay, apparently.
If they have a sign out front with like a green lady holding some fishes.
That's the bad one.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Also, there are a lot of restaurants that are like, insert adjective here, teriyaki, like yummy teriyaki or yum yum teriyaki or whatever. Like, yeah,
I don't know, but I kind of like that sort of hip hop motion you were doing with your hands there.
Hip top teriyaki,
the yum yum teriyaki, and the yummy teriyaki.
Yeah, it's like that foreign correspondent from EGM, Teriyaki. Remember him?
Yeah,
he's all over the area.
He's a fake Japanese guy we made up. We're gonna name him Teriyaki because racism. I mean,
we already have Sushi X.
Yeah.
What's another?
Yeah.
But also, I live close to a Top Pot Donuts.
Top Pot Donuts, very good.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're still talking about this? I went away for a second.
He's very excited about.
I am. You have no idea how excited I am about.
Top Pot Donuts are very good, but they are expensive.
They are expensive, but they're so tasty.
Yeah, but they are expensive. I mean, they're donuts. They're expensive donuts.
I agree.
Come on.
Yeah, but they're so good.
Tell you what,
Jeff, can I ask how close are you to the Canadian border?
It's like a couple hour drive.
Probably about 3 hours.
Do you have any Tim Hortons?
No, and no Dunkin'. No
in
Dunkin'.
Vancouver, we do.
I wasn't asking about Dunkin'. I was asking about Tim Hortons.
I have. There's a Tim Hortons maybe about 3 hours away from me.
That's close enough.
Yeah,
close enough. Okay.
So,
but anyway, I'm excited to be here. The weather's been great.
Yeah.
And let's talk about some video games.
CJ, you're welcome.
Thank God.
You're welcome. I spruced up the place before you got here.
You did.
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I went out. I raked our forests. I
raked our forests. So no forest fires.
Is that what you do?
That's what you. Well, it's how you prevent forest fires out here. Yeah. I wanted to keep you safe.
Okay.
CJ, you and your family safe. Okay.
So the apartment complex that we're in has this has like a club room, and one of the things on the wall is like a bunch of like cross sections of trees.
Oh.
And
but you're gonna say people, like one of those, like you go to like the science museum and they have those
the VIP. You
sliced
need to
up cadavers
get in there. Yeah, you need to pay to get in there.
The humans exhibit.
Yeah.
No, but so they have all these like cross sections of trees, and found out apparently that was the trees that were here that they cleared out to build.
That's awful.
And when they've been taking people through the tour of the office, they say that to people, and I'm just like, is that really it's kind of a cool thing, but also you want to point out how many trees you cut down.
We call that progress.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Here are all the truffula trees.
Yep.
These ones are extinct now.
These ones are no longer living. But there are a lot of trees here too.
Yeah, there's enough trees. What do you need more trees for?
Pacific Northwest, man. A lot of trees.
No more trees.
CJ is fascinated by his new environment.
I know, it's very adorable, to be honest.
He's like a cat who you just put out of his cat carrier in a new house.
Cool enough I can actually go outside.
And he's sniffing around. He's so excited. What's over here? What's in here?
No church-based police forces roaming around?
Not that I've seen.
No. Okay.
Wow.
Anyway, let's talk about some video games. Why don't we? You know that PS4 Spider-Man game? The friend of the show.
That was a good game.
Brian Intihar was involved with.
Yeah, big fan of that game.
Yeah, I played that game. Yes.
Big fan of that game. Yeah, it's apparently now the best-selling superhero game ever.
Attaboy.
What?
Right.
What was the previous one?
The previous one was
What did they have to beat?
Arkham City.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, right. The Arkham series was pretty darn
popular.
big. Yep.
Pretty popular, yes. So
Spider-Man PS4 is a better game than Arkham City.
I don't think that's going to be a very controversial opinion.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, Arkham City pretty much floated on Arkham Asylum's
Asylum
reputation.
is a better game than Arkham City.
Yeah.
Not that Arkham City was bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't as good as Arkham Asylum.
It wasn't as good as Arkham Asylum.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Sure.
God, such a good game. Arkham Asylum was so good. Oh my god.
True that.
And we have a top 10 list of the best-selling superhero games. If you want me to,
let's do
go
it.
down
Why
that
not?
list. Matt Piscatella from the NPD group posted this on his Twitter. So Spider-Man's number 1. Arkham City is number 2.
Okay.
Arkham Knight is number 3.
Oh.
Lego Batman number 4. Lego Marvel Superheroes is number 5.
Wait, Lego, like the first Lego Batman?
That's what it
I
says.
thought 2 or
Lego
3 was
Batman.
really a lot better, wasn't it?
The first Lego Batman game was not a fun game.
Okay.
Two
that is number 4.
two was, I really liked Lego Batman 2. 3, not as good as 2.
Really? Okay.
I didn't think so.
I've never played
number
3.
6 is Spider-Man the movie.
The old Activision game on PS2.
The old Activision game,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Then number 7 is Spider-Man the movie 2.
I remember that one being huge.
Everyone loves that one.
Yeah.
Number 8, Injustice: Gods Among Us.
I've
Okay.
heard that's excellent.
Number 9, Batman: Arkham Asylum, and number 10, Injustice 2.
Oh.
It's a good list. Now, of course, that wouldn't include anything pre. What is the service they use to track that again? NPD 3, because NPD hasn't been reporting forever, right? Like, I don't think they were doing that in like 16-bit. Yeah. Late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah.
So, but that's great. So, congratulations to Insomniac and Brian for putting together an awesome game that is now
got the success it deserved.
Absolutely, yes.
Not enough awards. I thought it was cheated on a lot of awards, to be honest. But
yeah,
that was a tough year. I mean, that was the same year that God of War came out, and that was pretty much considered by a lot of people a masterpiece. So
very tough year. Very tough year. Yeah. So .mu is the developer of Streets of Rage 4, and they put out a video this week going over some of the music of Streets of Rage 4. So it's Yuzo Koshiro talking about how he put together the music for the original game and what his thoughts are on the music for the 4th game, and has some new footage of the game that was taken at Bit Summit, which now I guess that happened in May, so a little while away from Bit Summit. But I'm not sure if you guys saw that video, but I will link to it in the show notes.
I love that Yuzo Koshiro is just a big Sega dork.
Yes, he really is.
Because I mean, a lot of us know him for the stuff he did on Sega games, but that's not where he started, and that wasn't his whole career.
Yeah,
right. So it's just like, I love that he's just this big Sega dork.
Yeah. And the footage of Streets of Rage 4 that's shown in this video, I think, looks a lot better than some of the earlier stuff that they'd shown.
Cool.
So and of course with Yuzo Koshiro behind some of the music, I'm down.
Yeah. For sure.
Yes. So I'll link to that in the show notes, but check it out. It's about a 5.5 minute video of Yuzo Koshiro.
That's like 4.5 minutes longer than I have time for.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe you'll have time for this. Sega.
It's 4.5 minutes longer than I've had power. Go ahead.
Sega is putting out a remake of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. That's the Wii game. So
the Wii one.
Yeah.
Was that one any good?
Ball was really good.
Was the Wii one good? I don't know. I don't remember having played it.
I don't think I ever did play it.
I played the 2 GameCube ones.
Yeah, GameCube
and those
ones
were
I had
fantastic.
I remember with the first one. I remember going down to Bill Lynn PR.
Okay.
Because they played. It was either the first one or the second one. They played a lot of Monkey Ball at that place, and you could go down and just sort of hang with them and play Monkey Ball, and it was fantastic. And that's like my biggest memory of that game. That, and it was one of the early games after Sega went multi-console.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
And of course, from the producer of the Yakuza series, Toshihiro.
So
Nagoshi.
weird.
Now here's the real question though.
Yeah.
Does this game have monkey target?
Right,
That,
because
I
that was
don't
the
know, 'cause
game.
I don't think I ever played Banana Blitz.
Because it needs
Monkey
monkey
Target
target.
Yeah.
Monkey
Yeah.
Target was great. No, this remake is coming out on the Switch, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and also Steam. So
I'll get it.
an announcement trailer. Yeah, it's more Monkey Ball. Sure.
Oh, here we go. Monkey Target Banana Blitz for the Wii, according to Wikipedia.
And Wikipedia's never wrong. The internet's never wrong.
Well, this has sources cited, so you can. They're.
I love. Sorry,
Yeah.
off topic because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
My kids, my two oldest, anytime I cite Wikipedia, they immediately warn me that Wikipedia is not always right, Daddy. Like, I love you guys.
That's true, though.
I love that that's your mindset. It's like you're
It's
right.
true.
You need to
Internet
go.
is not always right.
Yeah, you need to go confirm what you read there.
Don't
a good starting point, but don't take it. Yeah, I love it.
You follow the sources.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cite the original source. So I guess in this case, I am citing Matt Casamassina.
Castlevania.
Cascading waterfalls.
Matt
reflecting
Carcassonne.
in his eyes.
Not correct.
Matt long walks along the beach.
From IGN, May 11th, 2006, in the article E3 2006 Super Monkey Ball : E3 2006
Super Monkey Balls :
Super Monkey Ball : Banana Blitz : archived, where he says
semicolon
there are 50 minigames total in Banana Blitz.
Oh,
close quotation marks.
Recurring minigames from previous titles include Monkey Target.
Well, there you go.
Also Monkey Bowling. So
Oh well, then you know what? This is worth buying.
We're gonna count that as a twofer.
It comes out on October 29th.
That is worth watching. If you've not experienced Monkey Ball, this sounds like a game you should try.
There you go. I do like the
coming out 2 days after that is Luigi's Mansion 3, which got a
save your money and get Luigi's Mansion 3.
Which got announced. Release date got announced last week. Coming out on Halloween.
Ooh, October's like the
31st.
GameCube anniversary month for some reason.
Something like that.
There's going to be a new Rogue Squadron dropping sometime there too, out of nowhere.
I loved Rogue Squadron.
Right?
Rogue Squadron 2. Oh my god.
Really great games.
That's my favorite memory of the GameCube launch, just because we reviewed that in the premiere issue, and the way we reviewed it was that we stayed there all night and played through it, and we beat it like early in the morning.
Was this a Nintendo sitting there with the box?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We've talked about that on the show before, but yeah, back then when you reviewed Nintendo games, they sent a representative with boxes, steel boxes containing the consoles and games that you weren't allowed to touch, basically, and they had to sit with you while you played.
Yep.
And if they went to the bathroom, they had to take them with them.
Yeah.
They had to take the GameCube with them.
Back. Yeah. They had to lock them back up. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we did and we found out, because we did the big Xbox /GameCube launch issue, which was one of my favorite issues.
Yes.
And halfway through that, we found out that it was reviewable. We also had Ed Log on the phone in the middle of the night to help us at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was working at Nintendo. I don't know if he still does, but he was working at Nintendo at the time, and we were stuck on one particular thing. And yeah, the Nintendo rep that was there called up Ed Log.
That's funny.
Which I thought was kind of cool. Anyway,
was his advice just use the Force?
His advice was get good.
Oh, he's the one who originated that.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
I don't remember even what we were stuck
at.
He
said, "Get good. This ain't no Metroidvania."
I think it was. Honestly, I think it was actually him who said this is reviewable. So.
Yeah.
Possible.
There you
go. So last week we were talking about the Switch Mini or Switch Lite, I should say.
Come on now.
Lite coming out in September. Wow. Yeah. I already forgot, but it is a smaller Nintendo Switch, so it's kind of
so adorable.
It is adorable. Well, this week we found out that they are doing a revised version of the standard Nintendo Switch hardware, which gives the system more battery life.
Always a plus.
Instead of 2.5 to 6.5 hours, it goes from 4.5 to like 9 hours.
Wow, that's
life. So
significant improvement.
Bit of a significant improvement, yeah. But is otherwise, at least as far as we know, the same. So It'll be the same price as the existing hardware, just more battery life, and that's
so it's just going to phase in as the Switch hardware. Then
that's
it's
right.
not going to be a different SKU or anything.
Yeah, and it's starting in a couple other territories, coming here in August and Europe in September, I believe. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Are you going to upgrade or?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet. More battery life sounds good. Sure.
Yeah.
If I was somebody who played my Switch portably a lot,
right,
or did a lot of traveling, I would definitely consider upgrading.
Yeah, I would consider that too. But also announced that same day are a bunch of new Joy-Con colors. So there is now a blue and a sort of neon yellow and a purple with orange.
I like that combo.
Yep.
So those are going to be $80 and come out first week of October.
All right.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I would prefer to have like two. I like the blue. I like the blue a lot that they have in that pair. But I'd like a uniform blue. So I'd like both left and right Joy-Cons to be that blue. But oh well.
Now, wasn't it? I thought, yeah, and because I was one of the blue and red ones too. But didn't it work out that if you bought that blue and red Joy-Con set, they were the opposite colors?
Yeah. So the
ones you got in the actual console set.
The blue and red, that come with the Switch. You can buy the separate one, and it is the opposite. That's how I have an all blue Joy-Con Switch, and my daughter has the all red.
Yeah.
But it's a different blue than is coming out in October. The blue in October is like a darker blue,
like a navy blue,
not a sky blue, like a navy blue. Yeah. So or purple would have been cool. An all purple.
I'm a big fan of purple.
Purple and orange
Purple's
is good.
Great.
Good.
Like the purple Joy-Cons.
Yeah. It looks pretty great. So I'll at least be getting new Joy-Cons this year.
Still have my boring old man gray Joy-Cons.
Yeah. That's no fun.
That's all I could get.
Yeah. And so that's it for the news. So I guess we should just go into what you've been playing right about now.
What you been playing?
No, we're not doing that.
Gather around to hear what we're saying. We got new games. We got classic games. We got all sorts of range.
Wow,
range in games doesn't lie.
2 episodes. We finally have...
They don't really rhyme though.
Okay. But Phil, why don't you tell us about what you've been playing?
Well, Christopher,
you've been watching trailers on the internet coming out of San Diego Comic-Con there?
I've all my video game time this week has been spent looking at
cool trailers.
At Comic-Con news.
Frame by framing the Jay and Silent Bob reboot trailer.
Boy, that looks bad.
Yeah, but you know what? They know it's bad. They're in on the joke. I'm okay with
it.
They're totally on the joke. I'm down with it.
I don't know, man. And I don't know if it's that Kevin Smith has not progressed as a filmmaker since the 90s, or that I'm like 20 years older.
I think it has a lot more to do with that.
I think it has a lot more,
which I totally understand.
No,
but that trailer makes that movie look like exactly what we all knew it was going to be.
But
sure.
So if you don't want that, then of course you're not going to like it.
I mean, I still I can still watch Mallrats and get some cheap laughs out of it.
Sure.
You know.
But can you watch Jay and Silent Bob? Do you like that movie?
I haven't watched that in
I haven't watched it in forever.
So then no.
I haven't watched it in forever.
But then again, that movie is so referential, and it was in closer proximity to
to his good stuff.
The good stuff, yeah.
And
now
it
feels like we're a little too far away.
Hot on the heels of Yoga Hosers.
Yoga Hosers?
Yeah, you're not familiar with that?
No, I have not watched a Kevin Smith film in ages.
Oh man, yeah, that's I think that's his most recent film, not counting this one.
Oh,
okay.
And it was a vanity project for his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter. And
I did hear something about
I haven't seen it, but boy, that trailer was rough to get through.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, but
you know what looks really good?
What looks really good?
That Dark Crystal series on Netflix.
You know, speaking of Dark Crystal,
Are you talking about the drug problem in Seattle now? Is that nothing?
Well, it's not a problem.
Talk about shards.
It's not a problem. It's legal.
Dark Crystal's legal.
Yeah. If you go on iTunes, the original Dark Crystal movie is on sale right now for $5.
Ooh, yeah.
So listen to that.
I already have it on Blu-ray.
Now I have a digital. You're Mr. Go all digital for games, but movies, you need that wall, huh?
No,
that wall.
But I own it on Blu-ray, and I also ripped it onto my home server.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's illegal.
I still have the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. No. It's a
home server. Yeah.
No, I understand.
Says the guy who sold his Super Nintendo collection.
I repented for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I realized the error of my ways, but I bought Dark Crystal for $5, and I have not seen that movie since I was 7 or 8, maybe.
Oh, I think I watched it last year.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I watched maybe
I
watched maybe the first half hour, 40 minutes or so of it. It is a weird ass movie.
It is a weird movie, but it's great.
Dark Crystal. It's weird.
It's great.
It's weird.
Oh, it's weird. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's great though.
When's the last time you saw it, Greg?
A couple years ago.
Okay, it's weird
because it was on Netflix or something recently.
Was it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah.
I watched it on there.
I don't know. I got to finish it.
It's totally. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of something being smoked when that movie was put together. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's fine. Whatever.
If you want to see weird, I saw this movie on Netflix called Catwalk. It's about some Canadian cat shows, and that's
a euphemism.
Weird movie. Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Movie Catwalk. Go watch it.
Way to bring the conversation to a screeching halt there.
So weird.
I know the internet's talking about cats.
I'm here to promote conversations.
Weird episode. Now, you know what, though? I went crazy buying Transformers. There was a lot of Hasbro announced a lot of Transformers stuff.
What?
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, okay, wait a minute. Did you back that ridiculous Unicron?
Not yet.
You are totally. How much is it going to cost to get one?
$5.75.
Jesus Christ!
I believe. Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Oh, it does look amazing. It looks
beautiful,
and it's huge.
27 inches, I think.
27 inches tall in robot mode. 30 inches diameter in planet mode. Now that's including his outer ring.
The outer ring, yeah.
But still, thing weighs 19 pounds apparently. And
it's even got articulated teeth.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Articulated eyes. It's got all sorts of stuff. 50 points of articulation on that.
But yeah, I was looking at that. There's somebody I follow on Twitter who's from Australia, and he's like, I really want this, but it'll easily cost over $1,000 to get it here.
To try and get it out there. Yeah. You know what? Check out the latest episode of the Points of Articulation podcast to hear myself and my good pal Justin go on about all those Comic-Con toys. Excellent. So there you go.
Is there anything else introduced that is reasonable that I would be interested in?
I don't know if there's anything you'd be super interested in. I mean, there's some weird kind of old school homages that they're doing. And
can I get a reflector? Can I get a reflector with?
You can.
Really?
That's one of them.
Reflector that's always been my favorite robot that they worked into the show.
Yes.
This is like
Reflectors, okay. Of course, the trio of Decepticons that turn into
a camera.
They combine into a camera. Now in the recent line, they do have a reflector toy coming out.
Yeah.
Mass market, you can buy them, and if you buy 3 of them, you can combine them into a camera.
Fantastic.
But if you go to like HasbroPulse.com, which is Hasbro's online retailer, they're doing a special repaint of them where they're painted all different colors, just like the old G1 toy, and they include extra camera-y parts to make them look even more like the old G1 camera.
That's fantastic.
So I definitely ordered that.
What I did see that I kind of I was very close to, like, who do I know at Comic-Con that can go get this for me?
Yeah.
Was there was a Macross Valkyrie model that was based on the Farewell Big Brother episode.
Oh, really?
Which is where Roy Fokker gets shot. And
spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. And the seat, you could I didn't look too closely, but you could see just from the one promo shot I saw, the seat has a blood stain on it.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh my god, I want that so badly. But no, I didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, Phil, CJ's gonna lose his mind here in a minute. We're
you know what? CJ's a goof.
Wait, what?
Who cares? Guy's a goofball.
We should get into what you've been playing though.
Here's what you've been playing. My patience.
I have been very patient. You want me to talk about cat movies on Netflix again?
No.
Talk about cats, because I know you're excited.
I have not watched the trailer.
Talk about weird movies. Whew.
Yeah.
So, you know what I was playing this week? I popped back into Trover Saves the Universe on the PlayStation Virtual Reality.
Okay.
And that's still, I mean, the game's so friggin' stupid. And there's not much to it, but I'm having fun with it just because it continues to just be Justin Roiland. He's got to be ad-libbing just with himself. I will find myself. I can't play this game with anyone else around. I mean, I can't play it with my kid because it's curse word central, you know. Yeah. And it's a VR game, so I can't really play it when Dana's sitting around because it's a VR game. She's going to get nothing out of it.
That's a little bit exclusionary,
yeah. So, I have been playing it a bit, and yeah, I will just and watching me play would be incredibly boring because I will just sit there. Like I'll you're walking through a level, and you'll get to there's like a couple of guards up on a guard tower, and they're having a conversation, and it's just Justin Roiland just riffing, and he'll go on for like 10 minutes before it starts like looping or anything, and I'll sit there and listen to the whole thing and just be like, funny, but it would be incredibly boring for anyone else to watch. So this game is taking probably 10 times longer for me to play than it should. Because you're listening to everything. I just want to hear all the crap that they made up for this nonsense. So
sure.
But I had fun with it. Fun game. But the new game that I picked up this week is a Switch game, CJ.
Oh, I like that.
And it's I picked up the Marvel. It's Marvel, baby.
Marvel
Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order.
Man. The Twitter conversation I had this week about this game made me think about colons.
What is the Twitter conversation you had this week, Greg?
All I wanted to know is if it was good or not. and somehow after about 5,000 tweets, I finally did get some legit answers.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. What did you find out about any Marvel iOS games that you were clearly asking about?
I don't know.
You weren't asking about that at all. You didn't care about that, did you?
No.
But it's at least you got some opinions about those as well. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is fun. I'm having fun with it.
I'm hearing a lot of mixed reviews on it.
You know what? I can see where people would be giving, because I've never played any of the Ultimate Alliance games before.
Okay.
And I know this is, it's a different, it's Team Ninja developed this one.
Yeah.
It's, different developer, different publisher. For this one than the previous two Ultimate Alliance games. I could see why people would be kind of mixed on it, kind of on it, but I'm having some fun with it. It helps that Finn is playing with it as well.
Of course.
So you got a kid there playing with you. He's having a blast. He's been actually picking up and playing it on his own too.
Oh, cool.
He's actually farther than I am. In my own game, but it's funny too because Finn has not really shown much interest in superheroes in past years. But
I mean, that's kind of a kid thing anyway, right? I mean, like I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't really heavy into superheroes,
No, and neither was I.
Comics, but I still went out as Superman multiple times on Halloween, and yeah.
But he's just now kind of starting to, and I don't know if maybe it's because some of his friends are into it, or if he's just kind of starting to think, oh, superheroes are kind of cool. But so he's been playing the game with me, and I'm explaining because every time we come across a new hero, which happens pretty frequently in that game, because the way the game is set up, you start off as the Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so that's your party at the beginning of the game, and as you progress through the levels, new superheroes are introduced. You'll come into an area and suddenly, oh, Spider-Man's here and he's fighting the bad guys, and oh, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy, come help me fight these bad guys, and you wipe out that wave, and then Spider-Man says, hey, I'm going to join your party now, and that continues throughout the early chunks of the game as you are just slowly getting new characters added to your roster. But every time we come across a new character, it's like, oh, Dad, what's Venom's story? Like he knows the name Venom and he knows what Venom looks like, and he may know that Venom doesn't like Spider-Man, but what's Venom's story? So I was, oh, okay, well, depending on the continuity, he's an alien. I start explaining the different origins of Venom and realizing, boy, comic book stuff sounds so stupid when you're explaining it to someone.
When explained out loud.
Yeah, child. Yeah. I mean that's obviously that's the fun of it, but it's like, yeah, he's an alien goo monster who attaches to people and then eats people, and the guy he's attached to doesn't like Spider-Man, so now he doesn't. It's confusing, but go with it, Finn.
I was happy to hear that Yuri Lowenthal is the voice of Spider-Man, apparently.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, indeed. So it's I mean, the production value is really nice. The voice acting is all fantastic. Finn was very excited to see Miles Morales in the game because
the Spider-Verse is the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made.
It really is. And that was kind of his first exposure to Spider-Man, really, was Spider-Verse. So
too bad for him. That means that no movie will ever measure up to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
No other Spider-Man movie.
Although we did he wanted to watch Homecoming the other night. So we all sat down and had a little family movie night and watched Homecoming, which he did enjoy. So But yeah, so we've been playing through that, having some fun with it. So I like it.
Cool.
I like it. I even threw down for the season pass to unlock other characters when
How many more characters are they saying are going to be added?
I think there's 3 waves that they're going to be releasing in the upcoming months. I forget exactly who they are. One of them is Fantastic Four.
Ugh.
I don't.
Well, I hate Fantastic Four.
Hey, you know what? Let the Marvel movie come out. Let the MCU Fantastic Four movie come out, and then maybe you can change your mind. But
I hope so.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's just going to be, the actual Fantastic Four, or if there'll be other kind of peripheral characters that are related to them that are playable. I don't know, but supposedly there are 3 waves. I forget who the other 2 are.
So like 16 characters, maybe
something like that. I don't know. I don't even think they've set a number.
Okay.
But when you buy the season pass, you are also you are given Deadpool.
Okay.
Who you normally you do unlock Deadpool as you progress through the game normally, but you're given early access to him, and he has an alternate costume as well.
Okay.
So, and it's actually kind of nice because when he unlocks, if you just buy the season pass straight out, and he unlocks pretty much immediately in the game, or once you get to the point where you can swap characters, because that happens a mission or 2 into the game, he is significantly higher level than any of the characters you
start
start
like
off
an
with.
Easy mode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So which has been nice for Finn as well.
Yeah.
So
plus, I mean, Deadpool's an appropriate character for Finn to play.
Well, yeah, I mean, he loves the comics. He really loves the movies.
Big Fred Savage fan.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't he be? I mean, when I interviewed Ryan Reynolds, the first thing I said was like, "Oh, my 7-year-old loves Deadpool. He loves Deadpool too."
He's like, "Get this man away from me."
My here, let me show you a picture of my son Van. He's really cute. Van Wilder was another character that Ryan Reynolds played in a movie.
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, but that's what I've. Oh, you know what? I've been playing those two. I've also pre-purchased a game on Switch this week that I believe is coming out next week. I pre-purchased a new Picross game.
So okay, is that one with excuse me, like the 500 puzzles that CJ posted about? So is that being translated to English or?
Yeah, well, it's
okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Released. It's a new release and coming out in all territories next week.
God,
Picross,
I won't play anything else on my Switch now.
To give the full title, Picross, Lord of the Nazarick.
It's fantastic. So is it like a story mode to this thing or what?
I guess it's based off like an anime or something. Oh,
see, the last time there was that Picross game on Switch previously that was based on some weird animal girl.
Kimono Friends.
I felt weird about playing that game, but it was Picross and I wanted to play it. So
the Kimono Friends Picross is the one you're thinking of. And this is based on some, I guess it's an anime. I've not heard of
something like that, but it's weird that if it was based on an anime, why it would be called Picross and then the subtitle.
Actually, and I'm looking it up now. The anime is called Overlord.
Oh, okay.
Which is not
Legend of the Overlord?
No, that's Legend of the Overfiend.
Overfiend.
Lance Hero.
That's
there anime loving prospector. You're a big Overfiend fan, right?
I am. Let me do my
Jesus Christ.
This is why people tune in.
We got to get you to an improv class, dude.
We got to get you back down.
So anime loving prospector. I understand you like this Overfiend.
Let me do my quote from the movie. You Makai are all the same. What? No. I'm not gonna do the whole quote.
Oh, you didn't go for it.
I'm not gonna do the whole quote. No.
You missed a word there too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh man.
They're not just you Makai.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's
we're keeping it family friendly here.
We need some. I've decided we need some Urotsuki Doji Picross. Picross Urotsuki Doji.
We definitely do.
I believe that would be called Tentacle Picross.
The little blocky shapes you can make out of that. Demon wieners. You know.
Yikes!
Forget about it over here. Anyway,
was that all you've been playing then?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
How much was the anime Tentacle Picross that you pre-ordered?
I want
$10.
Yeah, it was $10.
It's $10. Oh,
$10.
Yeah, okay, I'll be all over that then.
And it's available for preload.
I don't really care about that, but
then you have it ready to go, dude.
Oh my god, you people all need to learn how to wait 5 minutes.
I'll have it locked and loaded.
It's ready to go right there when it unlocks. Bam, right there.
At midnight.
No, not at midnight.
No, 9 p.m.
Oh, for you.
West Coast, Best Coast, baby.
1 a.m.
for me. Like noon Eastern unlock. So I would imagine that would be a noon Eastern unlock, but who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll talk about what I've been playing now.
Good. That gives me a chance to go take a break. Be right back. Don't talk about the game we both played.
Okay.
Jeez, if he doesn't have to stand around, I'm not going to wait around either.
I know. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Stay. Oh, don't do that to me, Phil. I'm just going to have to fill the air with nothing.
I didn't actually leave.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave too. Bye.
Wait, what? Oh, son of a... Well, Chris is gone. The show is mine.
No, I would never do that. So this week I played some more Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Oh, okay.
My daughter is further in the game than I am, but I am having a lot of fun with it. The most recent thing that I had to do was build a bathroom for my town. Because I had already played for 10 or 15 hours with no bathroom.
Your town shares a bathroom?
The town shares a bathroom. Yes, you build it. And the funny thing is, you build it, and the townspeople form a line outside to use
I would imagine
the
they would. The town has apparently existed for weeks without a bathroom.
And the funniest thing is that all it takes to make the bathroom is you craft a pot and a towel rack.
Okay.
And you put it in a room with a door, and that's the bathroom. I mean, just a pot. And
when you strip it down to its bare essentials, I mean, that's really what you got.
Sure. But then, of course, since it is a crafting game, and you use resources in the game to craft various things, you do have to empty the pot. The pot does get full of what you would imagine, and the game dances around using that stuff quite well. It's pretty funny, actually. But there was a line outside the bathroom after I crafted it. So that was kind of fun. But my daughter is further in the game than I am.
Well, so that's how it works.
But she's doing a lot of building up of her town. Like I'm just building like the bare essentials.
Yeah,
like the bathroom.
Look for the bare necessities, those simple bare necessities. Just a bucket and towel is all you need to make those bare necessities. That's what you use when you go pee. So build those bare necessities just right.
As they say in the commercials, enjoy the go.
Ew. That's hey, speaking of public toilets, CJ.
What's that?
Here's something. Here's something you're bound to notice now that you live in the glorious Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
And I don't know. This may be a nationwide thing, but
every sidewalk is a public toilet.
Well, that's not. We're in Seattle, not San Francisco.
Fair.
There is the dominant.
The honey pot.
No, honey bucket.
Honey bucket.
We have
honey bucket. You guys have honey buckets out there?
No.
Okay. So the prominent brand of porta potty out here in the on the West Coast is called Honey Bucket.
Yeah.
And their font, their logo is like this kind of bulbous, cartoony, sort of vaguely hillbilly looking cartoon font. And something about that font choice with the name Honey Bucket with the porta potty just churns my stomach every time I see one. I don't know. So maybe that's just me.
Sounds like a personal issue.
Maybe I'm not a fan of the Honey Bucket.
Maybe not. No.
Because it smells like a town's poo.
Okay.
But I don't know. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, CJ.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Here's your complimentary honey bucket.
Okay, fine.
What else have you been playing?
I'll make my own porta potty with a pot and a towel rack. I've been playing Splatoon 2. This past weekend was the big final Splatfest.
Yeah.
The two off the hook against each other in the Chaos versus Order Splatfest, and Chaos won. I was Team Order, and so my team lost. But I played quite a bit with Mr. Alarm and Kurbutashi, and had a lot of fun playing this last Splatfest. The Splatfests have just been great. A good reason to go back to that game and have a little bit of fun, and earn some currency that you can use to respec your gear.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy Splatoon as a game, as an online multiplayer game. So had a lot of fun with that game.
Well, now it's over.
And now it's over. No more Splatfests. So hopefully that means Splatoon 3 is coming at some point. I don't know. That'd be good. Well, it's the same team that's working on Animal Crossing. So I don't know. The Splatoon team is an offshoot of them. So
is that right?
I guess we'll see. Yeah. I've been playing Splatoon 2, having a lot of fun there. I also played a game called Dandy Dungeon. You ever heard of Dandy Dungeon, The Legend of Brave Yamada?
No.
I know that I like to keep plenty of dandies in my dungeon.
This is a game by Onion Games. So this is a development studio led by Onion Games, yeah. Yoshiro Kimura.
Definitely appealing.
Oh, yeah. And Kimura he's done like a number of just like really interesting sort of weird games. Like you remember that game Tulip?
Yeah.
On PS2?
Yeah.
It's like a communication game.
That was the one where you go around kissing people, right?
Yeah, it was the kissing game.
Yeah.
You're like sending hearts and things like that.
Yeah.
Tulip, and then Little King's Story. I think he was involved in that.
I remember Little King's Story.
Yeah.
That was decent.
That was a good game.
Onion Games has done like some iPhone games, of which Million Onion Hotel is one. And then Dandy Dungeon is an iPhone game originally, and they ported it to the Switch. And the game on iPhone is actually free to play, so you can download it and see if you like the mechanic here. But it's sort of like game dev story in a way, where you are an employee of a large game company and you want to make your own game on the side. So at night, Yamada is making his own game in his apartment and adding things to it. So each stage he'll like come up with a new idea and add it to the game, and then you'll play that stage. And the gameplay itself is fairly simple. It's these mazes where you have to figure out a path for your character to get through to the exit, but like landing on every single tile of the maze. And that bit of the gameplay doesn't change too terribly much in there, but he adds things to it, adds enemies, adds traps and things to it each time, and you can gain more equipment. You can level up your equipment to get through dungeons faster, and it's just this really interesting, humorous story going on in the background. Like Yamada is doing this game on the side, and then the CEO of his employer shows up and challenges him, and then he becomes the big dungeon boss of the game. And he has a neighbor, like a girl moves in next door, and he has a crush on her, so she becomes the princess in his game. And it's just a really like interesting, kind of wacky pixel art game.
This sounds like the plot to the classic 80s movie Electric Dreams.
Very possibly, yeah. I love Electric Dreams. That's a great movie. But it's a fantastic movie.
Of course you love Electric Dreams.
Of course I do.
If I knew anyone, if out of all the people I know, if you were to ask me which one person with whom you are familiar loves the movie Electric Dreams, I would say Chris Johnston for sure, for absolute sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And somehow we've lost Greg.
Well,
this whole thing. Maybe his power went out again.
Sick of this Electric Dreams talk.
I guess so. But anyway, yeah, Dandy Dungeon. It is a little bit expensive. It's like $25.
Yeah, I can confirm that Greg Seward lost power again.
Greg lost power again. Fantastic. But it is a really fun game, and the mobile game was a free-to-play game, and you could spend virtual currency in that title. So it was not spend capped. So $24.99 to get the whole thing, and they're going to add DLC to it as well. So you get more game for your $25. But I'll post some video to it and or to our show notes, and people can check it out. It's just a really relaxing, funny game that works really well on the Nintendo Switch. So
all right,
there you go.
Okay,
I guess we're not going to have Greg around, so
this show just got real interesting.
This show just got, I don't know.
Is that all you've been playing?
Well, I've been playing a game called Eagle Island.
Oh, this is the game that you and Greg were supposed to talk about.
This was the one that Greg and I were both supposed to talk about.
Well, good luck. What is Eagle? I'm looking up Eagle Island now. Oh, it's a Steam game.
It's on Steam, yeah.
What are you playing?
It came out on the Switch.
I know you're certainly not playing it on Steam.
Well, I don't have my computer.
So
no.
Came out on Switch. Maybe I'll buy it real quick and play it while you talk, so we can talk about it.
Okay.
I'm not actually going to do that. Come on.
I didn't think.
What is this? What is this game?
Oh yeah, Eagle Island is a procedurally generated roguelike platformer.
Okay.
Where you have command over various birds.
Okay.
And they have elemental powers that help you go through the stages.
Okay.
And each time you die, like if you run out of lives, you have to basically start that area again, and it'll be completely different. So kind of like your Rogue Legacies.
Right.
Or your Dead Cells. Dead Cells does that too, right? Pretty sure.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, so you'll have various runs on each of the environments, and it's a pretty interesting game. It's a more traditional platformer, I think, than a lot of roguelikes have been.
Okay.
And also it's got Eagle Island's a pretty generic name. So the title didn't initially attract me to the game, but when I saw that Greg was playing it on stream, and I looked into it a little bit more, saw that it was a roguelike procedural generated platformer, and decided to give it a shot on Switch, since that's the only machine I have right now to play games on, and it looked like something I might enjoy. So, and I am quite enjoying it.
Is it good though?
It's like $20. Yeah, it's very enjoyable. And this was originally a Kickstarter game.
I just noticed that through my Google search.
Through your Google search, yeah. The guy who developed it, I think it's a single developer.
Nick Gregory.
4 years working on it. Yeah. And it's just a really fun game. Like really good pixel art, really good music, really interesting mechanic, and it's sort of a Metroidvania. Game with the interconnected rooms and such.
I'd rather play a shmup, thanks.
Yeah, but you have a little map on the corner of your screen, and you can also find various power-up artifacts that give you certain powers. So one of them allows you to see treasure chests and important things on the map before you get to them. But it's really good. I'm really quite enjoying it. I think you might like it a lot, Phil.
Yeah, it looks like it might be kind of cute.
Yeah, it is. It is very cute, and it just came out on Switch, I think, on the 11th. Of July. So,
just for the record, Nick Gregory was not the only person who worked on this game.
Oh, okay.
Nick was I'm looking at the Kickstarter. Nick was the designer, programmer, and artist. Derek Bukarev, who I may or may not be saying that last name correctly, was the backdrop artist. Jacqueline Batista, who, of course, professional wrestler, played Guardian of the Galaxy, played I'm blanking on the character name now. Concept artist and character designer, Johan Harn. I'm messing that name up for sure. Is composer, and Helen Harvey was the writer. So, so a solid 5 people.
Solid 5 people worked on it.
5 people worked on that game.
Well, I think
Drax is who Bautista played. Drax.
There you go.
Then
worth checking out though. It's only like $20.
Good.
In the shop.
You know what I also just realized? Now that Greg lost power, is he lost his recording. So I hope you have a backup track.
I do.
Oh,
woo! Trust me, I do.
Dodge that bullet.
I always have a backup.
For the record, everyone, Greg was playing Eagle Island, Bloodstained, Blazing Chrome, which I don't. What is Blazing Chrome?
Blazing Chrome is like a Contra style shooter. I really would like to have heard about Blazing Chrome from Greg.
Is Blazing Chrome? Is that a? Oh, it's on everything. I
think it's on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Steam. So
yeah, it's on everything. I think it's a Game Pass game.
Okay, very cool. He was also playing 1980X, which I would have liked to have heard about that. Too bad though.
And also F1 2019.
F1 2019. So perhaps we all got off a little lucky with Greg's power going up.
That's right.
1980X looks like it's kind of neat though. You'd probably like this, CJ. Yeah, because it's all like,
I like things from the 80s.
It's like 80s throwback, and I know you're a sucker for that.
I am actually.
This is the game. It's got like a beat 'em up segment. It's got like a shooter segment. There's a racing segment, like an RPG segment. There's like a kind of a Ninja Gaiden sort of action game. Yeah. There's all sorts of different levels.
Okay.
I should probably buy this. I wonder if it's any good.
I guess we'll never find out, though.
We should get Greg on the show to tell if it's any good.
Really should.
Because I wouldn't mind playing that.
Well, I guess since Greg's not joining us anymore,
it's true.
We should get along to Twits. Tweets.
I think the twits are already here, CJ.
We're already here.
A tweedly diddly dee. A tweedly diddly dee. Tweet. Tweet. A tweet. Tweet.
All right.
Yeah.
Phil.
Hey, what?
We're going to do some tweets here.
Oh, good. About time. This is what I've
I
been
know,
waiting
right?
for. Let me.
Let's do this one from hacker alias Casa Laza, who says, "Hey, P1 Podcast.
Hey.
What game are you most proud of having completed? For me, it's Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is a good one.
That's a good choice, Mike. I've never beaten Punch-Out. Mike Tyson, he's tough.
Me neither.
He's too tough.
Too tough. I couldn't do it.
Yep.
Couldn't do it back on the NES. Yeah, can't do it now.
I never. What game am I proud for having completed?
Donkey Kong 64, because
there's no reason to be proud of. No one involved in Donkey Kong 64 in any way deserves to be proud.
What? No, I liked that game.
That game is bad.
I liked that game, and I finished it. And one of the screenshots in the review is me going up against the final boss.
Well, at least you spoiled the final boss in the review. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, the review came out late because it was a Nintendo game where we actually got the production copy to review. Well. So, yeah. So it wasn't really spoiling anything.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Keep telling yourself.
But it was also one of the coolest endings. It was like a little Punch-Out thing. In fact. But anyway.
Yes. Okay, am I proud for having beaten? I would say Blaster Master, but I've never actually beaten Blaster Master.
Oh, okay.
Got to the final boss of Blaster Master, but could never beat it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe the original Ninja Gaiden.
Original Ninja Gaiden. That's good.
That's a hard game, and I'll tell you what. Back in the day, I was exceptionally good at that game. I actually played through that game several times, and to the point where I couldn't get through it without dying, but I could certainly get through it without probably continuing. I was very good at Ninja Gaiden. I am not anymore. My skills have atrophied quite a bit. But back in the day, yeah, Ninja Gaiden. I'm going to say that.
Ninja Gaiden. Okay.
And for the record, I'm talking about the original NES version, not that Itagaki one, not the Xbox one. Yeah,
that's also hard.
The real Ninja Gaiden. Thank you.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, other than Donkey Kong 64, which of course was a slog to get through, I don't know if I really have any that are like I'm proud of having completed.
Yes.
Like, I mean, a lot of Zelda games, I've finished those.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily proud that I completed it. It wasn't like particularly difficult.
Right.
So I don't think I have one. Donkey Kong 64.
Donkey Kong 64. All I can do is shake my head.
I'll do that. Well, let's do this one from hacker alias Gord Cooper, who says,
there you go.
I've been playing City Connection a lot since it appeared in the Switch Online library. However, I'm torn. Is this a good game? I feel instinctually that it is not. But I also knew Too Human was not great, and I played it 100+ hours. I played a lot of Too Human.
So City Connection.
Oh shit, Blue Dragon. T Samba in the chat says Blue Dragon. I think I'm proud of having finished Blue Dragon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you, T Samba, for reminding me that I finished Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. Great game.
There you go.
And usually available for cheap on Xbox back compat.
Yeah. That is true. City Connection, for those who do not know, the City Connection, this is a fairly obscure game. This was an
arcade game too, right?
It was an arcade game. Jalico. Did Jalico make the original arcade game?
I don't know.
I
never played the original arcade game or the NES game.
They certainly did the NES game. This is a game. It is a side view perspective. You are controlling a car And the object of the game is to drive across the road, and there are 4 layers of roads. There are 4
As
different
in real
platforms.
life.
Yes, and there are gaps in those roads, and you can jump to the various segments of road. And the goal of the game is to paint the entire surface of all the roads by driving over them. And the car has this kind of weird floaty jump, and there are enemies. There are, like, I think, cats wandering around the road trying to knock you off. There are cop cars, because, as we all know, cops are the enemy in all things. And I played City Connection on the NES. It's not bad, but I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it good.
Okay.
I don't know. You never played it.
I've never played it. No.
You know what? I'm going to say probably not a great. It's probably not. It's probably not a good game. But you know what?
Yep.
It's okay. I like bad games. I love some bad games. You know,
back in the NES days, we played bad games because we kind of had to sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, Gord Cooper here is playing this game like now because it's on the Switch.
Well, I wonder, and he doesn't say this, if he had played it back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe there's some nostalgia factor there.
There could be. But you know what? Who cares? If you're playing it, you know what? Video games are meant to be fun. If you're having fun,
True.
knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
I love Two Human. I love Blue Dragon. Both of those games were critically panned.
Yeah.
And didn't mean I didn't get plenty of enjoyment out of playing them.
I'm playing that stupid Trover game. It's not really a good game, but it's making me smile.
Sure.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not, man?
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Soundscape 419, who says, what are the best and worst games your parents bought you that you knew nothing about? I think I know Phil's answer.
Yeah.
The best ones for me were Zelda Link's Awakening, Perfect Dark, and Advance Wars 2. Worst ones were N64 Mission Impossible and N64 Big Mountain 2000.
Oof. Yeah. Those. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about you, Phil.
Yeah.
But my parents did not actually go off list. Like, if I told them a game that I was interested in purchasing, they did not go off the list.
That's we both have very boring answers then, because my mom was the one who did all the Christmas and birthday shopping in my household. And yes, it was very much a, what game do you want? What games do you want? What toys do you want? There's very rarely a time where I would get something that I was not specifically asking for, especially with video games. Now with toys were a bit different. My folks would buy me, like, they knew I liked Star Wars toys when I was going through my big Star Wars toys phase. They knew I love Star Wars toys, and they knew that they could buy me just about any Star Wars toy, and I would be like, oh, this is awesome. Right. When I got into Transformers, they knew they could buy me just about any Transformer, and I would be like, oh, this is amazing. But video games, I think it was just, it was easy. It was easier to look at a Transformer and say, like, oh, this is a cool looking car. I think Phil will like this robot because he turns into this cool looking car. But to be looking at the cover of like an NES game and it's like, is he going to like this? I don't know. So they would always have the list. Yeah.
I can't even think, like, on toys. I think mostly if my parents had an idea of something that was not on my list, they would run it past my older brother, who's 4 years older than
okay.
I am.
Right.
And, he would give the yay or nay on that. I can't remember any toys specifically that were like bad choices or anything like that. Right. Like, if we were getting laser tag stuff, it was because he wanted it, and also I got my own set. So
your mom would call your brother.
That's right.
And she'd be like, now I know I know Christopher really loves 2 Live Crew, but would he like this NWA album? Can I buy him this NWA album? Will he enjoy that as much as 2 Live Crew?
That never
happened. That absolutely happened.
Yeah.
There's
also,
one.
Thinking about this question, both of us worked at video game stores, Babbage's. And I assume, because this happened to me as well, where a parent would be in the store asking about what game should they get their kid or grandson or whatever it was.
Right.
And I would specifically try to steer them to the good games and not things like Mission Impossible for the N64.
Yeah, I did the same.
Like I would always try to at least steer them in the direction of a good game. Whether of course that person had this game already or not, who knows? But
right.
But I'd try to steer them to the good stuff.
Yeah, I would do the same. I mean, and then that was, theoretically our job as sales clerks at a video game store is to sell video games that the customer is going to enjoy.
Exactly.
So why would we?
It was especially helpful if that person knew what kinds of games.
That is true.
The person, the gift recipient would enjoy most.
Yeah.
Or what their hobbies were. Are they into sports?
Yeah.
Do they like Disney stuff?
Yeah.
Are they into warlocks?
Oh, well, if they're into Disney stuff and warlocks, have I got a game for them?
I think it's on the Genesis Mini, in fact.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect time. I know one family that's not buying the Genesis Mini.
Right. I would love to hear the other side of that story. Like, what's that kid doing now?
Yeah, the kid whose mom would not let him play. Yeah, because it was evil.
Because it had warlocks in it.
Yeah. Wait, talk about episode 666.
I know.
Let's reach out. Maybe we can get the developers of World of Illusion on here to talk about how they twisted Mickey into a demonic warlock.
Yeah.
But I mean, the one time I remember my mom going off of my wish list, I think we all know what happened there. That was the anticipation story. So
yeah, go back 600 or so episodes and hear that story.
It never happened again.
It sure didn't.
No. Do you remember I had my mom on the show back in the day?
I do.
There was an episode I remember I personally apologized to my mother on this very program.
I do. I don't recall which episode number.
I don't either.
I don't remember anything about the show.
I know.
Except that we do it every week.
Once you know what? After we stop recording,
you forget what we talked about.
There's a solid hour where I remember, like, oh yeah, this is what we talked about. Like, I'll go into work tomorrow, and like Justin, the guy I work with who does the toy podcast.
Yeah.
He will say, like, oh yeah, I was listening to the show and you cracked this joke about this or something, and I'll be like, I do not remember that at all. I'm sorry. I'm glad you found it humorous, but boy, it's just all a blur.
Yeah, I have to listen to the show again to edit it and do show notes stuff. So, but after that, I forget what we talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias Mr. Nelson.
I know that guy.
I know that guy too. He has provided us with 2 very excellent after-show quizzes.
2 humiliating quizzes
for our Patreon supporters.
Although I don't know, he for those who don't listen to our Patreon sponsored after show. First of all, shame on you. Second of all, they actually are
really the only reason why I slog through.
I do have a lot of 90
minutes.
I do have a lot of fun on those dumb little quizzes. But Mr. Nelson has sent us 2 quizzes in the past couple weeks. We did one last week and we did one 2 weeks prior to that. Yeah. And they were Jeopardy quizzes where we had to guess the video game titles based on their reviews in EGM, which is a game that we play on the regular. But the twist here is that these are from early EGMs, like the first maybe dozen issues.
First dozen issues, yeah.
And
it's painful.
It's tough because those reviews are terrible. just awful. They tell you
they
nothing.
are terrible, but also they come from a different time in video games where I think the expectations were all about sound effects and graphics and how many megs the cartridge was, and like it's a very different era of video game criticism.
Yeah, so it's like
I would say
this game is fantastic. The sound effects are incredibly realistic, and the graphics put you right into the action, and the levels have the most intense jumps. But I expect more from a 4 meg game. 5 out of 10. Yeah. And, and it's just like, okay, what game is that supposed to be? It's amazing.
One recently was the last quiz we were doing games that received scores of 4.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And one was bagging on a game for being old. And
that's
the gameplay is so old that it's not a game anymore, or something like that. It's just like, it's hilarious. Anyway, you should definitely back us on Patreon and hear these shows because they're awesome.
That was Space Invaders, right? The old
game?
Was
Space Invaders was the game that's too old that the gameplay is.
And remember there was the other review that was like, this game is good, but I've played too much of it lately, so it's a 4.
It's a 4, yeah, exactly.
Which I believe was Space Harrier.
Space Harrier,
the good game that the reviewer had played too much of recently, so now it's a 4. So now it's a 4. Yeah. Anyway, what's our next thing? What's Mr. Nelson have to say?
He says work is very stressful, and I find the competitive games are triggering my anxiety. Mm-hmm. Stuff like Picross and old LucasArts games relax me right now.
Yes,
I thought he would say right away, which is true. They do.
Well, I think he's clearly playing Picross and LucasArts games at the moment.
Well, that's true. Oh. Have any recommendations for relaxing games like that?
Picross is definitely a go-to for me.
Picross is good. I think Mr. Nelson should check out Dandy Dungeon on the Switch, and I do know it is slightly pricey, but if you want to just get a taste, of it, if you like the gameplay style and humor, you can download the free-to-play version on mobile and try it and see if it's doing its stuff for you.
How much is that game again?
Did you say $24.99?
That's right. Yeah.
Which seems like a lot considering it's a mobile port, but it is a really, really fun and funny video game,
right?
That I think is worth playing. But anyway,
you know what? A lot of times I will play old arcade games to relax.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You know, just like the other night, I loaded up Outrun. I was playing some Outrun on the old Switch.
That's
and just and you know, because they're fun games. They're games I've played before, so I'm familiar with them. You know, so it's nothing new. Nothing's going to surprise me, which is good when I want to relax.
Sure.
I'm used to it. I know how it plays. I can just kind of sit back and sort of chill out with it. Especially something like Outrun where it has nice music, so I can just relax and listen
Magical
to music.
Sound shower.
Yeah. And you know, I don't because these are games I've played so many times. I don't feel pressured to do well in them. You know, it's like I did not complete my course. I did not get to the final finish line in Outrun. But you know what? Who cares, man? I'm just going to start over. I'm going to play it again. Who cares? Old arcade games, lots of fun.
Old arcade games. Another one I want to mention is Farm Together, and this is a farming game that I think I mentioned on the show before, but it's out on everything.
Okay.
And it is the most chill farming game I've ever seen. Like, you plant crops, you don't have to worry about things wilting. You can water stuff if you want to, but you don't have to. And people can join your farm and help you.
Yeah.
And you can join other people's farms and help them. It's just very chill, very relaxing. It's a total no pressure game, and very relaxing.
You know what? If I want to relax with a game but have a little more action, I will pop in a Musu game.
Oh,
pop in a Musu game.
That's good. You play it on easy difficulty.
Play it on easy. Yep, that's what you do. You get a Musu game, you throw it on easy difficulty. And you just, because the Musu games on easy are a cakewalk.
Yes.
And
I suggest Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They are, and again, you put them on easy difficulty, just sit back, hit A, hit B every now and again, watch crazy attacks plow through a couple thousand goons.
Relaxing.
Why not, man? Chill out.
Relaxing.
Chill out and murder, In the
game.
In the game. Yeah. In the game. Don't
do it for real.
That's murder in real life. That is not cool.
Well, let's do this one from hacker alias Trezor. I think kind of in the same vein.
Okay.
But what is your best game of all time for days when you've had enough of everything else?
I think we just answered that, didn't we?
I think we just answered that kind of. But I like my comfort food game is Rock Band.
Okay.
Going back to Rock Band or really any music game, I think is a good chill out experience.
You know what though? I mean, this question doesn't necessarily mean chilling out though.
It doesn't necessarily. No.
Yeah, when you've had enough, this might be everything else. This might be maybe you had a crappy day at work.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to get out some frustrations. Maybe you just but that's when you cranked Musu up to hard. Or actually, maybe that's when you knock it down to easy again, because then you can just murder like 1,000 dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe something. I find like I'll go with like maybe Dead Cells or Rogue Legacy. We were talking about those earlier, but those are games that I'm moderately decent at and have enough kind of finger dexterity that I can kind of pull off some cool looking moves and feel kind of powerful as I'm going through the levels, And
the great thing about that genre of like roguelike platformer games is that the mechanic is so familiar to you.
Yeah.
But the levels are obviously different every time.
That's true.
It's like just enough variety. And that's kind of like the same way that I like loading up Super Mario Maker 2 and just playing like the endless levels.
Oh, yeah.
On normal or easy difficulty, because those are the ones that are not going to give you the most anxiety. Which, by the way, did you see that video of 1-1?
Oh, forget it. No. Yeah.
Fire bars.
Yeah. See, that's the crap I'm talking about with Mario Maker. And it's like, get that Meat Boy garbage out of my Mario.
But you don't have to. You don't have to play that stuff.
Again,
that's
kudos.
That's only a portion.
Kudos to the people who design that stuff because they're obviously skilled. Kudos to the people who play through that stuff because they are obviously skilled.
Yeah, did you see that person make it through that level?
But again, man,
I can't do that. One gives me anxiety just looking at the video.
That is not what I want from Mario.
Looking at the video, it's not what I want either.
That is not Mario.
But you play endless in Mario Maker 2, and you load up easy or normal, and you can have a pretty good time with those.
Yeah,
I don't even like making levels that are too hard. Like,
I know, right?
If the completion rate on the level I make is like 10%, I want to delete it. Like, I've made it too hard somehow. But yeah, I think games that are roguelikes, where you're familiar with the mechanic and they're not terribly difficult. I mean, I'm not talking about playing through Spelunky or something hard. I'm talking about playing through the easy stuff. Those can be fun. Eagle Island is kind of like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's do this one from hacker alias Jerf Solo, who says, with Plants vs. Zombies 3 announced. By the way, they kind of announced it. It's in soft launch now on mobile.
Okay.
I think. What is a franchise you spent the most time with that you surprisingly spent no or little time on a sequel? I spent probably 200 hours in Plants vs. Zombies on my iPod Touch and then 0 on Plants vs. Zombies 2 because of the free-to-play mechanics. No one tell Ethan, please. Yeah. So that's an interesting example to bring up because EA bought PopCap and changed what Plants vs. Zombies was, right?
Right.
But I would bring up a game like Viva Pinata 2, Trouble in Paradise, which I love. Viva Pinata, the original. I thought it was great game. Still think it's a great game. I think the problem with the sequel was probably more than not enough time had passed since I played the original. That I wasn't ready to just like jump back in, which happens, I think, with a lot of games of that sort of open-ended sandbox style. Like some of the Animal Crossings, there'll be an Animal Crossing that I really liked.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like City Folk or something that I'm like, I'm not as into it as I was about the previous one.
Right.
Not to say I didn't enjoy that game at all, but I can't think of any other examples. What about you? A game you're into the original, but the sequel not so great.
Dead Space.
You didn't like Dead Space 2?
Dead Space 1 and 2.
Well,
spent a ton of time on those.
And then 3.
Did not spend a lot of time on 3. Because 3 was not very good.
Okay.
That was the first one that popped into my head.
Phantasy Star Online and then the card.
Oh yeah. Does that count though as a real sequel? I mean,
they called it 3, didn't they?
Technically is episode 3 or whatever.
They did call it 3.
I did spend a ton of time on Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
Episode 1 and 2. And I just did not touch 3.
Yep.
But
those are probably
or even if we extend that to count Phantasy Star Universe. Also.
Oh God, Phantasy Star Universe. Oh,
such a shame.
Truly. All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
One more tweet. Let's do this one from hacker alias Ickboy.
Ickboy,
who says, "I actually have a real question for once."
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite TV episode featuring a video game? Phil's ornament story reminded me of mine. A news radio episode where they get a Stargate Defender machine outside the office with a cameo by Eugene Jarvis.
No. Favorite TV episode featuring a video game? I mean, I know there's like the Seinfeld Frogger episode.
Frogger, I mean, that's a classic.
That was good stuff.
One, of course. Any episode of Silver Spoons where they drive the little train past the arcade and
drive past his Dragon's Lair machine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, why couldn't I have arcade machines in my house?
Why does Ricky Schroeder get all the arcade machines?
I know.
What else?
I like this one. You remember the cartoon show Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends?
I do.
There was an episode where I forget, like this guy, he becomes like Electro Man or something, but it's this kid who plays this video game a whole lot, and then of course the machine gets struck by lightning or something, and he gets transported into the machine and becomes a villain.
Okay.
Accidentally, really, because he's of course the video game nerd that nobody likes, and then he becomes a villain because he thinks he's using his power or whatever.
Right.
And Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends show the kid that he should be good.
Oh, which you should.
Which of course you should.
Should be good.
That's one of my favorites.
Does it have to be a real video game?
I'm going to say no.
Because there are a couple episodes. First of all, Gravity Falls. Have you ever seen this that cartoon, Gravity Falls?
You know, I've never seen an episode of Gravity Falls.
Holy crap. Okay, first of all, right now it is on iTunes, has the whole series, the 2 seasons.
I did hear this, yeah.
On sale for $20 for the entire series.
Should I buy it?
You are a fool if you do not buy it. Okay. Gravity Falls is an outstanding cartoon. And for $20 for the entire run, it is a steal.
Okay.
You will love it. Your kid will love it. Okay. Guaranteed.
Okay.
There are a couple of video game themed episodes in that show. And both feature extensive graphic work by Paul Robertson.
Okay.
Who you may remember. He's the guy who, the Scott Pilgrim game?
I do.
He's the guy who did all the sprite work for the Scott Pilgrim game.
Oh, great. Okay.
So it's like that, high quality of kind of pixel animation.
Sure.
There are 2 episodes that very heavily focus on obviously made up video games. One is the main character is feeling threatened by a bully, and he inadvertently brings to life a fighting game character. He's kind of like a Ryu parody who goes around and just starts beating the crap out of everything in town. And that episode is chock full of nerdy video game references. And then there's another episode where one of the side characters, he's kind of this schlumpy dude in his 20s, and he's desperately trying to get a date, but he's nervous around women. So he goes into the local video game store and finds a Japanese dating sim for his computer that he brings home, and he uses that to try and teach himself how to talk to women. But because it's Gravity Falls and weird stuff happens, the game is alive, and the little cute anime girl starts to take over his life and is threatening to kill him if he actually starts dating real women.
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite
episodes.
One of my favorite Simpsons episodes, of course, is the video boxing.
Yeah.
Episode where Homer tries to get good enough. At the arcade version that he can beat Bart in real life. That's an early Simpsons episode, though. That's season 1.
Yes, it is. Oh, and speaking of Simpsons episodes that are related to video games, Marge Be Not Proud is a classic. That is the episode where Bart steals the video game.
That's right, Bone Storm.
Play Bone Storm, and he shoplifts, and that's a
fantastic episode
with cameos by Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Lee Carvello.
That's right. Challenge.
So there you go. Classic video game jokes. Greg Stewart, by the way, just popped on Slack to let us know, quote, still nothing, unquote.
Which means you won't be here just in time for the outro.
No, probably not.
Which is going to start right now. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find blog entries about Sega CD from Mr. Greg Stewart whenever his power gets back on. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll also find Generation 16 episodes. He did one on Heavy Unit most recently. You can check that out. That's from Toho. And yeah, a surprising game release from the Godzilla studio. It's not Godzilla.
Yes.
And you will also find show notes and links to the things that we talked about in this episode. If you missed anything, it's all in the show notes. You can find it. I'll link to it for you. And in our show notes, you'll find a link to our Discord server where you can pop right on. And it's one of them chat services. You can play it on your mobile device. You can play it on your computer, in your browser, and really any sort of way that you want to get on there. And you can discuss video games and Mario Maker 2 levels and really anything of note with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up Apple's podcast application. You can also head right over there to the Apple App Store and invest $1.99.
Oh, wait, I don't have the soundboard on this machine. I'll just say it. Cheap.
There you go. To pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application, which gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, what have you. Also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your devices for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
It's right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch archives of our show and watch us live for now on the youtubes.com/PA1 podcast. If you follow our Twitter account, you'll find out when we'll be recording our next live show. Usually at this time, though. 5:30 p.m. Pacific time.
True.
Sundays. If you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Maybe we can buy Greg some electricity for next week.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we can.
No guarantee.
Rebuild Canada's infrastructure. And hey, of course, all of you wonderful Patreon supporters at the $5 tier do gain access to a special post-show, after-show show that we do every week. I don't know how we're going to do it this week.
I guess it'll just be us two.
I guess it'll be us two. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird one, folks. We play games. We crack wise. We have all sorts of audience participation. Listeners trying to make us look like jackasses with video game knowledge. It's a lot of fun.
Usually they succeed. The listeners win.
Usually
the listeners win.
Yeah. And hey, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com where you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's wonderful, when it's running, because of the lack of electricity, you understand, web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Thanks, Phil. I mean, wait, that's what Greg says.
Phil, that's sweet. You know,
Thanks,
Phil, I
Phil.
make fun of you sometimes, but I really respect you. I think you're a good guy, eh? Sorry about all those times I cracked wise about your stature. Thanks, Greg. It's really nice to hear. CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Phil, for sticking around and not having your power go out.
Well, here in the Pacific Northwest, CJ, we don't.
Oh, no. I lost you there for a second. I thought, oh, no. Power went out.
I don't have to worry about that. The power's still here.
Okay,
still here. Greg not here, but thanks to Greg anyway for sticking around for at least part of the show.
Yeah, that was good.
And of course, thanks to all of our lovely, lovely listeners. We will see you next week, one step closer to darkness. And join us for the after show if you can. Thank you so much.
It's gonna be a weird one.
Agreed.
Oh, bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.